Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. Please pray for me by singing along with me, gesturing at your screen, and smashing the like button. Let's sing a few more times while we wait for a few people to join. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, happy Memorial Day. Condolences to George Floyd's family. I think today is the 5th anniversary since the loss of George Floyd. And happy graduation to everybody. I uh, I mentioned in my last video, I didn't have a high school sweetheart, but now 20 years later, I get to be somebody's high school sweetheart. That really brings me a lot of joy, whether or not anything turns of it. It feels like I'm making up for like a long ago past due debt has finally been paid off. That it really does feel like that, and I'm very pleased. But something interesting I noticed. So I got a little bit of time off in between when our finals and then graduation. Then I'll be teaching a summer class. But something I noticed this last couple of weeks that I had off, I've been eating a whole lot better. I've been sleeping a whole lot better. You see, now you would think that having a commitment to do like teaching or office hours or whatever would take your mind off of eating, right? Not really. Here's the problem. You got to book up all this time that you can't eat. It pigeonholes how you can arrange your diet, right? So for example, let's say I have a class to teach at 10 a.m. and it's 9:30 and I'm not really hungry, but I realize that if I don't eat now, I might not get an opportunity to eat until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. It really constrains everything, right? And I've been eating a whole lot better ever since. Now, am I eating a lot more, a lot less? Not necessarily, but there's a lot better control. I can actually eat when it makes sense for my body to eat, not when society tells me to eat, right? And I want to be doing that more. I wish I wish we had a more fluid. It should be illegal. In my mind, it should almost be illegal for your workplace to have policies that forbid eating anywhere, right? If I had it my way, it would be illegal for your work to tell you you can't eat at your desk or in the classroom or anywhere else, unless there's a real good safety issue, right? If you're working with nuclear materials, sure. If you're working with things that where eating might distract you, if you're driving or you're operating heavy machinery, sure. But in a classroom, in an office, it should basically be a human right to eat wherever and whenever you want to. I really do think that. And here's why. People can listen to their bodies a lot better than and think of it this way, right? Um, Unfortunately, we live in a very short-term society, right? Nobody has a lifelong career anymore, and so it's very easy for your work to infringe on your human rights, right? Because if you get sick working where you work, they can just replace you, right? That's the society we live in, unfortunately, right? So a lot of workplaces don't have any vested interest to invest in your good in your well-being, right? But for part I think part of the reason that here in the United States we have the lowest life expectancy of the first and second world, if you can believe it, right? I think part of it is that our culture, right? We put work at the center of our lives, and everything revolves around it. How we eat, how we sleep has to revolve around it. Relationships have to revolve around it. That's what life looks like in the United States, right? It's unfortunate. It's tragic. It kills people. As much as we talk about workplace safety, the biggest safety violations in work don't happen where somebody gets killed instantly, right? They happen chronically, unfortunately, right? When you see somebody, think about all the workplace safety issues that you might run into, right? Maybe an accident of some sort, a car accident, a machinery kind of accident or a chemical poisoning kind of situation. Right? That's only the tip of the iceberg. The real workplace hazards are eating disorders, drug disorders, sleeping disorders, right? Those kind of workplace accidents probably kill a lot more people than your machinery or your chemical spills, right? I really do think that. Unfortunately, they don't show up as a workplace accident, right? On your death certificate, oh, developed an eating disorder due to his workplace habits. No, cancer, heart disease, right? And that's unfortunate, right? Um, I'm also sleeping a whole lot better. One of the biggest problems I run into with sleep is that I look at the clock. Oh my god, I only have 6 hours to sleep. I can't sleep too deeply. I'm gonna miss my work. 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours. Right now that I'm on break and I don't have to do that, I actually sleep really deeply. Give you an idea how deeply I sleep. I sometimes even dream in my sleep. The other night, I was thinking about a Lego build I was having a lot of difficulty with. I went to sleep and I dreamed it. And I went back to the computer and I built it beautifully. I yesterday Peter Schitt had recorded a Peter Schitt show. What was beautiful yesterday is that Peter Schitt finally recommends platinum. But he stopped short of at platinum. He didn't mention any of the strategic metals and I had emailed him one time asking him about the strategic metals. Uh, but at least he's recommending platinum now. I was listening to Peter Schitt when I went to sleep, and I dreamt about some of the. It helped me digest some of the things that he was talking about, uh, 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 and it was good. I I think it should be a human right to eat and sleep whenever and wherever we want, and not be constrained by work. I want to see that come to fruition sometime in my life. I think it should be a human right to love whoever you love, even if it's not a two-person relationship, right? The idea that marriage has to be between two people. I want to see more marriages between one person, and I want to see more marriages between 3 and 4 people as well. Right. All right. So please vote for that to be all of that to be a human right by leaving a like on this video. This is the Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum.